Well, you get work by marketing your services, right? So there is many ways you need to market. I always talk about it's poles in the water. You don't want to have one pole in the water. You're not just doing Facebook ads. You're not just doing Google pay-per-click ads. In fact, paid ads should be one of your strategies. It's always the most expensive way to generate a lead. There's a million other ways to generate leads and inquiries and new customers. The goal is to then get them, hang on to them, show them why you're better, keep in touch with them, get referrals, get repeats, and make all of that lifetime value back-end money.
Welcome to the Carpet Cleaner Success Podcast, a show created to inspire carpet cleaning business owners to build their own thriving residential and commercial cleaning business. Your host, John Clendenning, has built and sold successful cleaning businesses for multiple six figures over his 30-year career and is the founder of Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, a digital agency that turns your online marketing into a lead generation machine. Tune in as John shares proven tips, strategies, and expert interviews to help fast-track your success in the carpet cleaning industry.
Yeah, we're here today going to be talking about social media. What you want to understand in marketing as a business owner, and you'll hear me repeat it because repetition gets things into your brain and makes you make sense of the world around us. As an owner of a business, you are now the marketer of that business. Right? You're not the technician. You're not sure, you can hire office managers, you can hire technicians as you grow. Maybe you have to be out in the truck and all that kind of stuff in our cleaning world. Maybe you got 2 or 3 trucks on the road and you don't have to be out in the truck. That's the goal to get to. You should be looking at ways to quickly get out of the truck. Again, if you don't want to be doing the work and you want to be growing, in small towns, you go wide. Maybe you buy out a pressure washer. Maybe you buy out a maid service or the janitorial supply store. We've got some clients that bought buildings and they run their own space, but they own the building and they rent the other ones out. Retirement planning kind of idea, because small town want to be in the truck. You need to be building an asset. This is why we're in business, right? So all of that kind of stuff is cool. But how do you get work? Well, you get work by marketing your services. Right? So there is many ways you need to market. I always talk about it's poles in the water. You don't want to have one pole in the water. You're not just doing Facebook ads. You're not just doing Google pay-per-click ads. In fact, paid ads should be one of your strategies. It's always the most expensive way to generate a lead. There's a million other ways to generate leads and inquiries and new customers. The goal is to then get them, hang on to them, show them why you're better, keep in touch with them, get referrals, get repeats, and make all of that lifetime value back-end money from them. So even if it costs you $50, $100, we got some clients that their average job is $750. Average residential job is $750 in marketplaces where their competitors are offering 3 rooms in a hall for $99, and their average job is $750. Their minimum is $250, and they hang on to customers, they get them back again and again. They build a iron fence around them, as Dan Kennedy says, and they market. Well, what's one of those ways you can market? Well, one of those ways you can market is social media, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Is how to use social media in the right way, because there's a lot of wrong ways of thinking about social media. And a lot of people give up because they don't understand what they're trying to do, or they try for a long time and then, or they do nothing and it's crickets on their social media pages. So let's unpack this completely. It's something that we like to do. We kind of run through these overarching themes: reputation, social media, paid ads, SEO, websites, lead conversions, over and over again, repeatedly over the years, because things change. There's lots of nuance that changes from year to year in platforms and technologies and ways we can approach it. And there's a lot of things that stay the same, that just hearing it again in a fresh new way with a little bit of new insights and stuff like that can help. So if that makes sense, let's get cooking here and let's get through some really, really good masterclass training. Really open up your brains. You're entrepreneurs. You owned a business for a reason. If you're working for somebody else, they have to think about all this stuff. You own the business. It is your critical role to be thinking about how you're going to grow the business and all of those things. So the marketing and the finances, and just again, learn the stuff you don't already know. You're in business. you're going to learn personal development and skill development and business development and all of that stuff. So this is one of those learning moments where you're going to turn your cell phones off, unless you're watching on your cell phone, then turn your notifications off. You're going to turn off Facebook. You're going to turn off TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all those, or X and all those things. If you're, a cleaning business, home service business at all, and you're serious about growing your business, the next 60 minutes, and I'll do my best to get through within 60 to 75 minutes. That's kind of been the goal lately. We're not going for an hour and a half. We're going to try and get actionable information packed in tight. I do talk fast. There will be replays. You can go back through it. Get a pen and a paper. I like to call it your sword and your shield. Get it down. Write down notes all the way through. Let's highlight and bookmark some of the things that really resonated with you so that you can get massive amounts of value out of this, take action, and actually implement what you hear. So you're going to, at the end of this, pick 2 or 3 things that you're actually going to implement, maybe by the weekend, maybe by Monday, but we're not talking by the end of May. We're not, or the end of June. We're talking, let's get some things moving here. We learn all this stuff. Let's put it in place. Right? So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about the secret recipe for social media. There is actually a recipe for managing your social media pages. And let's talk about that. We're going to talk about video content. So the world is changing. Video gets the most attention. There's ways that you can play in and out of the video game and not using video, but let's talk about how to make video really, really easy, right? To put in place. And not this big scary thing, because you're in business, you are the face of the business. You need to be out of your shell. I am by nature an introvert and a shy guy, right? Doesn't sound like it. I'm on these webinars. I speak on stage. I do lots and lots of content, but you couldn't get me to stand up in front of a class in high school. I played for a couple of years in a band on the road after high school, 80s rock band with hair teased up and all that kind of crazy stuff. And spandex we're not showing those pictures anymore. But yeah, I did it because I could only see the first row of people. If I saw the whole audience, I would have had a panic attack. So I actually got into running my own businesses as a push to learn how to get out of my shell that I'd been in for, to my early 20s, right? So that we got to push ourselves. We got to challenge ourselves. I'd read Think and Grow Rich. I'd read Tony Robbins' Awake the Giant Within, I think was the first one I'd gone through and stuff like that. And The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, if I got these names right. That was some of my early books. I still have them on my bookshelf. That was some of my early books that as a kid, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid went, bigger picture here. Let's do this. And I've never been I've been self-employed my entire life since the last year of high school. In high school, I worked odd jobs and dishwasher in a restaurant and stuff like that. But my career, my life, my family all came out of me working as an entrepreneur and learning that skill set and in the cleaning industry. So lots of money to be made in the cleaning industry if you get it right. And you don't have to be the one out in the truck every day earning the income. You can build a dynasty of a business that you can sell for multiples and have that exit whenever you want. But even while you're owning it, you can take a week or 2 off on vacation and have it still making money. You can have a sick family member or, heaven forbid, injure yourself or any of these things and dedicate the time and attention to that while the business still runs if you set it up right. So social media is one of these marketing muscles that you need to learn. So we're going to find an easy way to post consistently. We're going to figure out why. We're going to talk about the fancy words called syndicating and repurposing, which is the content secret of the pros. So if you're ready to get started, let's dive in. Right? Who am I? Guys, anybody new here? Started my career while in high school. Just mentioned that 1990. Owner of franchise businesses, independent cleaning businesses, e-com product lines, all kinds of stuff. I've spoken on stages, conducted 3-day elite retreats around the world. In places like Chilliwack, BC, the island of Samoa, and stuff like that. For some of the top cleaning companies in the world, came in to learn how to deliver client experiences, how to create marketing messages and frameworks and funnels and all this kind of stuff. So I've been in the game, I've taught the game, I've done coaching programs for the cleaning industry and all of that kind of stuff. It's led through my journey from being running carpet cleaning companies to freeing up my time to running carpet cleaning companies while running digital marketing companies, while running consultancies and things like that, while having the time to write the book on it, The Complete Guide to Internet Marketing for Carpet Cleaners. So all of that kind of stuff. Again, in Clean Facts magazine, industry leader, one of the industry leaders of the year last year, things like that. Speak every single month with Jeff Cross on Take 5 with Clean Facts and a bunch of other things. And you can go to Clean Facts magazine or ISSA and just type in the name John Glendenning. You'll see hundreds of stuff. Guys that I've sat in the audience of, like Howard Partridge and learned from Dusty Roberts, Mark Sager. Those kinds of guys are some of the pioneers in our industry, are now people that are, we spend time with and help share some good information on as well. But more importantly, what I do and the information I know and have learned because I needed it for my own business and share has helped other businesses finally push through, get the light bulb to go off and grow like crazy, right? So what is that? What do we do? Well, we make our clients the top cleaning brands in their local marketplace, right? That's what my business does on the side. What our training does is to help you learn how to do that as well. So even in our business, Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, we talk about done together marketing. There's no hire somebody, close your eyes and hope it works. It's always done together. There's done together marketing. There's things you should be doing, things that they should be doing. And what you want to be able to do is become the top brand, the best known cleaner in your marketplace so that you attract the best customers. Charge the top rates. Are you averaging $400, $500, $600, $700, $800 a job? You can. If you are, awesome to you. If you're not, let's learn how, right? You want to be able to be booked out in advance. You want to have your repeat clients booked a year in advance into your schedule. We used to have our Platinum Prebooked program where as soon as somebody cleaned a job now, they were tentatively booked in for a year from now and we gave them a mailing about that and talked about that and kind of worked that in. What does it mean? What it meant was we had 2 to 3 times the average repeat business than the average carpet cleaner just by having a marketing program around pre-booking them that we could talk about and remind them on and things like that. Again, it was tentative, but it worked, right? So you want to be booked out, top rates and weeks in advance if you can, right? And how do we do this? Well, you leverage the 3 core principles of digital marketing success. You want to maximize your opportunities to generate a qualified ideal lead. So if your minimum job is $200 or $250, if your average job is over $500 or $600, is a qualified lead, a single mom on food stamps, lovely people, we should help them out. Maybe have some donate free time, like these people that go out and cut grasses and clean yards for free and post them on YouTube and things like that, and just help their community. Should we do that? Yes. Is that your ideal customer though? That's going to repeat with you for years and years and years? No. That is not an ideal lead. Maximizing your opportunities to generate a qualified lead, an absolutely qualified lead, is who is your ideal customer? Do you know your customer avatar? Who you're speaking to, right? And you've got a couple of them, commercial versus residential avatars, things like that. You want to make sure you're maximizing that. You want to maximize your brand impressions. People that don't know about you are not going to respond to your ads. If you're running paid ads or if even, things like that, and or your van's in a neighborhood, or you put a door hanger, a yard sign, a flyer, every door mail, things like that, EDMs around clients and you name it. If they have no clue who you are, then they're either not going to be interested in your message at all, which is really common, or they know nothing about you. They don't know you, like you, or trust you. The only thing they can do is commoditize you. Now they only care about price. So a lot of businesses, carpet cleaners get included, start off by thinking that it's all about price and people only care about price. People only care about price if that's all you market, right? If you're marketing a different message, there is enough people in the marketplace that will care about a better, higher quality and don't trust people with a low price, right? But how do you do that? With brand impressions, right? You do that by letting them know why you're different and how you're different, and then you maximize your conversions, right? So you could get 10 inquiries come in and you're so good at it, you book 2 of them and your average job is $200 and you made $400. And most of those are really hard to come back again and book again and again and again. That whole marketing effort generated you $400. Somebody else who is much better at conversions, has follow-up routines, and has all that kind of stuff, they could take those same 10 inquiries, book 7 of them, maybe not right away, but over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe they book 5 right now and they book the other, or 4 right now, and the other 3 or 4 come in over the next couple of months because they have a follow-up system, they have a conversion system, they have scripting, they know what to say, they know they have a cadence to chase that person down. This is all stuff that business owners should be thinking about. And now all of a sudden, in your average job, they know how to come in and do deliver a quoting experience. They've got it planned out. They know how to show up with clean bands and clean uniforms and get right out of the truck and put their booties on and do all of these kinds of really cool things. And now they're converting at a higher rate, and their average job is $400, not $200. And they book 7 of them, of those 10 inquiries, not 2. So now they're booking $2,800 to your $400. 2 exact same number of inquiries, exactly the same marketing muscle. The difference is between 28 and 400 is their conversion. So that's why we talk about maximizing conversions as a really big part of this game. So hopefully you understand that as well. So what are we going to talk about right now? Let's talk about the social dilemma. Really great docudrama. If you want to watch it, it's all about, how social media has been designed by psychologists and marketing experts and human persuasion experts and all, to be giving you dopamine hits, right? So social media is designed to suck you in and keep you there. So not a good thing, right? Yeah, we understand that. What's the usage for us? It has eyeballs because people are sucked into it. So one of the ways that of marketing is you have to, it's all about the market, the medium where it is, and the message, right? So who you marketing to? That you market the crowd. The medium, where are they? Where are the eyeballs getting the attention? And what's the message? What's the right message in that mix? That is all marketing is a mix of those 3, right? So where are the eyeballs? We just proved it. Go watch the documentary if you haven't seen it. Social media has the eyeballs. So if they have the eyeballs, you need to be where the eyeballs are. So Facebook has the right ideal demographic. 35 to 55-year-old college university educated is the predominant eyeballs on social media, and skewed more towards women, which in our world, more women call for cleaning services and home cleaning than men by percentage, right? So some as high as 80%, some as high as 60%, but it really depends, right? Or LinkedIn, for example. Instagram is a more of a visual platform owned by Meta as well. Fairly similar demographics, skewed a little bit younger. It has a little bit younger crowd, but it's still a lot of homeowners and a lot of business owners and things like that. Obviously, LinkedIn is the business to business social media platform, right? So are our clients, some of them business owners, are some of them dentists, are some of them chiropractors, or some of them real estate agents, or some of them CEOs and executives and stuff like that? Yeah, they're all on LinkedIn too. So, some of our audience, our ideal audience, is sitting in that crowd. So the message needs to be a little bit different in there, but you're talking to that educated crowd on LinkedIn. So don't dismiss that. TikTok, I know people that are generating leads for their carpet cleaning business from TikTok. Why? Because it's just got a lot of attention right now, right? So, and obviously we got the whole, is TikTok going to be banned? What are they going to do over the next year and all that kind of stuff? All good things, but think about TikTok as well, right? So inconsistency, right? This is one of the problems with how we work with our social media, right? So the social dilemma is it's got the eyeballs there, but there's a problem. What do I do? Am I any good at it? How do I make social media work for my business? And one of those problems is inconsistency, right? You want to be consistent in your messaging, because if you message a little bit, if the last post you did was in, New Year's, and the one before that was, happy July 4th, there's no consistency there. There's no reason for anybody to come back, check out your channels, check out your Facebook, check out your Instagram, things like that. You want to have consistent messages, and consistency can be hard. So we're going to break that down and show you how to make consistency super, super easy by building catalogs of stuff that you can repurpose and reuse, and that fancy word syndicate and stuff like that. Creativity takes ages, right? It can be challenging to be creative. So you're going, how do I create things? How do I even post things? I don't know how to do this. I'm going to have to hire somebody, right? And maybe there's a little place where you can get some help from a high school student, maybe a co-op student, things like that. But it's not that challenging. And we're going to break down why it's not challenging and ways that you can make it super, super easy again as well. And ways to think through creativity in a better framework so that you're actually understanding what you should post, how often, that type of cadence and stuff like that, and how it's going to help. But a lot of people say, but it doesn't pull. I do all these posts and I don't get likes and follows and messages and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you why that's the wrong metric. For one, what you should actually be looking at in business. We're not all trying to be the next, influencer putting our makeup on or travel vlogger or you name it, like all these, we're all they just want more and more followers and more likes and all that kind of stuff. And they get paid from YouTubes and these other channels by the number of, likes and follows and views and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you how to think about your social media in the mix of that multi-channel marketing that you need to be thinking about, the multiple poles in the water and how all of the poles work together to help you catch more fish, if you want to keep going down this analogy, because they're all being like, this fish is swimming around seeing all of these different lures and baits and stuff like that, and then they finally pick on one of them, but it's because they just got overwhelmed and they, oh my god, they see all of them, right? So we're going to put that together as well here as we talk. So the failure is, what does failure look like? Well, low authority, low positioning, and low organic momentum. So in social media, there's paid and there's organic. We're going to mostly focus on organic. We'll dabble a little bit into what the paid parts, where you can actually pay to boost some stuff, where you can pay to run ads and generate more awareness. But the whole idea is, you want to become a local authority. You want to be the best known cleaner and the one that people respect as the one that has the answers to their problems. Therefore, they're willing to pay more because they know that you're the right answer and not just one of the potential answers at a cheaper price and stuff like that. So this can all help. And so when you don't do it right, you are, you become again, a low authority in the marketplace. So we want to correct for that. Right? So what's the hardest part about creating content? Right? Mostly not knowing where to start. Right? We don't even know what we're supposed to do in creating this content. Right? So we want content that actually just flows. We want content that just kind of fits what the audience is looking for. And again, we're going to talk about this recipe. We want to, that kind of connects with conversations already going on in their head. That's the definition of good marketing, is actually to enter a conversation already going on in the consumer's head. So we want to do that. We want content that flows properly. And the easiest way to do that is we want to be able to paint by numbers, right? If we have to try and figure this all out and learn and watch hours of videos and trainings and all of this kind of stuff, then we're not going to be able to do this consistently. We might do it for a week here and a week there. We might give it a try, and then all of a sudden life happens and we stop again. And that's really, really, really common. But if we can figure out a way to paint by numbers, if we can figure out a way to, the ones go here, the ones are reds, the twos are yellows, the threes are blues, and we just paint them in and we just know what we're going to do, then it becomes easy. And we can actually even learn how to hand it off so that we do our part and then just let it happen. And I'll talk about that as well, how you can actually in it very, very inexpensively, even with an intern from a college or whatever, or a high school kid, you can get this happening because you're doing your role on a very easy, consistent basis. and then you're just handing it off, and the rest of it happens naturally. So let's take a look at what that all looks like as well, right? And you want to be prolific. So that you just want to be seen everywhere. Like the company, like offline, the company that gets seen on the back of buses and on the billboards and on in the, you know, on the door hangers and in the mailings, and everybody's talking about them. Company that gets seen online everywhere they go looking. Oh my God, there they are, there they are, there they are, right? You're prolific. Social media can help in part of that best known cleaner being prolific area, right? So the more content you have out there and the more consistently you post, the more prolific you are. So success makes you the market leader, right? You got new leads and new inquiries coming in regularly from not only just customers looking for your services, but businesses that want to work with you, like real estate agents, interior designers, flooring stores, things like that. People that you reach out to go, oh, I've seen you guys around, right? That's that success, and social media can help with that, right? So you want to be trusted as the go-to company, and organic is free in this, right? There's not a lot of paid involved. There's time. You pay with your time, not necessarily with your money. So that's one of the benefits of making sure you've added social media into the mix of doing good marketing on social media platforms, right? So yeah, and again, why do you want to do this? We kind of just unpacked it there a little bit. Is we want to do all of this so that it just adds to our marketing message, our marketing muscle. It just helps us grow as a company. And you want to make sure that you're not just running the same year over and over again. Oh, I tried Facebook ads. Oh, they stopped working. Oh, I tried local service ads. Oh, they stopped working. Oh, I tried Thumbtack and Home Advisors and things like that. All these paid platforms or these whatever, you know, and they stop working. They stop working. No, you want to be stacking. You want to be growing over time. And to do that, you need to be adding things to your marketing repertoire. And social media is a big one that you want to be able to handle and back up. It helps back up everything you do. So if we understand why, I think we got the why down, right? You always start with why. Great book to read as well. Start with why. Again, and you'll notice me referencing books all the time. Think about that for a reason. Most businesses I talk to that are successful also reference the books they read or books they listened to, right? Most of the unsuccessful businesses I've talked to haven't read a book since high school or listened to one or they listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, Not the Game by Alex Hormozy, or, millions of other podcasts that are out there on business and sales and development and those kinds of things, right? So Tommy Mello on service business success and things like that. So just think of that as well as you hear me speak. There's lots of little things in the background that kind of should filter in going, wait a minute, and reach out, have mentors, talk to other businesses, the ones that are more successful than you, the ones that have grown to the spot you want to. Ask them the harder questions. Hey, where did you learn this? What do you read? How often do you study business? Every day. I every time I'm out for working out or a bike ride or whatever, I'm listening to this type of stuff. I'm feeding my personal development brain. I'm learning more and more about how to be positive and proactive and focusing in the right direction. Life is going to throw tons of challenges on you. How do you just slough that off and build that armor that allows you to move forward? Because if you can keep moving forward, you will be successful. You'll learn the things you don't know and put them in place. If you constantly knock down and don't have that muscle to build yourself back up or that shield, then you're going to get depressed. You're going to get, and you're going to, it's going to be a lot more difficult to be successful, right? So anyways, power of why, little rant there, a little tangent. But what do we want to post? Post daily with curated content. We're going to talk about the difference between curated content, which creates activity, and personalized content, which creates conversions. So there's two types of content you want to be posting. Curated content is the stuff that you can roll out again and again and again. If you posted something on your Instagram feed 6 months ago, guaranteed that if you posted it again right now, even if you've got diehard followers, people that have seen it before, the 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 of them, none of them are going to remember that they saw that from you 6 months ago. So there's a lot of stuff that is evergreen content that you can just have in a catalog and plan and post out, right? There's one of the secrets right there is make sure that you're doing it, and you want to stay active. right? So you want to have a lot of activity. And then you want the personalized stuff. So that because the personalized stuff helps with the conversion. So when they land on these platforms, they see a mix. I'm going to show you some examples of what these mixes look like as well. So because it really is a matter of speaking to your audience on what they want to hear about. What they don't want to hear about all day long, every day, is pet urine, vomit, carpet cleaning, and all of that kind of stuff, right? You want this mix, and you want it to kind of, really speak to that messaging that they want to hear. You don't want to be talking about what you want to hear. So I'll kind of walk a little bit deeper into that in a second as well. So take a screenshot of this. Here's your recipe right here, recipe 101. Right? Let me actually give me a quick second. Let me move my face over to here just for this screen. Okay. Take a screenshot of that for a second. All right. Number one, the recipe, actually the acronym recipe works really, really well because you want to have some recreational content. You want to have some educational content. You want to have some conversational content. Oop, the L popped off there. You want to have inspirational content, promotional content, and entrepreneurial content. That fits the word recipe. Interestingly as well, you kind of want to have a hierarchy of that. So the numbers right here kind of explain that as well. There is 6 letters in recipe. You want to have, for every 6 pieces of recreational content, funny jokes, memes, things like that, carpet cleaning related or home care related or green living related, pet related, children related, because those are the topics our audience is interested in. So let's resonate with them, right? But you want to have, for every 6 of those, you want to have 5 fun facts and tips and tricks and case studies, educational content, right? And then you want to have 4 conversational pieces, polls, fill in the blanks, this or that, advice, questions, things like that. You want to have 3 inspirational quotes, some before and afters, client success stories again as well. So, and inspiring images and things like that. You want to have 2 promotional. You want to keep promotion light. You don't want to be just, we got a deal, we got specials, we got a deal, we got specials, we got a deal, right? Because all you are is the deal guy. And that's not your ideal audience. Just, it's not the discount shoppers and the people looking for the next lowest price, right? But you can have, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, back to school kind of promotions and things like that, right? You want to have customer reviews in here as well. You want to have any live events or demos or going live to show you some things. Any webinars and trainings. You say, John, I'm a carpet cleaner. You're doing a webinar, but I'm not doing a webinar. You could do a live training. You can go live and say, hey, I'm here in my back shop teaching the guys how to take red wine stains out of these carpet samples. And I thought I'd go live and share this into my Facebook or my Instagram feed, right? That's all doable in today's day and age on your cell phone with a click of a button, right? So you could do things like that. You could be in a customer's home and share and show some stuff, right? So you could record it. We'll talk a little bit about video content here going forward, but you can record some content and then kind of hand it to somebody to clean up and post out. But you can also just go live and just let it happen. You talk in front of customers all the time. Does it really matter if you stutter, say the same word twice, all of that kind of stuff? I'm talking in front of you right now. I am not really policing how many ums I've put in. I'm not really caring if I've said the same thing twice already. And the content's still coming through. When you talk to a customer in their home, you're telling them why they need their carpets cleaned more often, why their upholstery is looking really dirty on the arms. Does your husband read, newspapers or newsprint because that looks really dark there? And that seems, no, my dog lies his head. Oh, that makes sense too, right? So this is what's causing that. And, all of those kinds of things, right? You just talk. So you can go live and just talk because that's your job. That's what you do already anyways. So you want to be able to have on social media a fun mix of stuff so that when they come to your page, it's not just all the same thing. The last thing you want to have happen is that all they see is the same thing. So let me move myself back up to the corner here. It's going to be better for the next slide. There we go. Right? So you want to make sure you have that recipe figured out. We're going to show you how to curate all of this properly, because the first part of this is what we talked about in the last slide, the curated content. This stuff is the stuff that you can have in the can, waiting to go months in advance. You can have a lot of this stuff created that will be available forever, right? You might want to refresh it someday, but you can just have it in a archive and a catalog that you can just, again, repost and repost and repost. Not the same week, probably not the same month, but 3-6 months later, here's that joke again. 3-6 months later, here's that case study again. 3-6 months later, here's that tips and advice and stuff like that again. 3-6 months later, here's that fill in the blank again. All of those kinds of things, just to keep things active, right? The stuff that is the personalized content is the stuff that is down here, and it's the smallest amount. We're talking out of 21 posts. If you did this mix, counting as, this is how you're going to mix up your 21 posts at a time, whether that's, if you're posting 5 days a week, 21 posts, and you do 2 to 3 posts a day, say 2 posts a day, then 21 posts is going to get you 2 weeks worth of content. As an example, this would be the mix, right? And you're only worrying about this stuff 3 times in that mix. Behind the scenes, a little bit about the personal life, your missions and your values, things you came across in life that seem really cool, all of that kind of stuff. All of that makes you feel human, but you don't want to do all of that because you're not a personal development brand or, a behind the scenes influencer brand, but you want to let people in a little bit. And I'll show you somebody who's doing that really, really well as well, right? So this is that mix you want to be thinking of. And again, take a screenshot of that, my face in the corner now, because we're going to move on, right? So the 5 principles of the personalized content. So we know the curated content we talked a little bit about. The curated content, again, is all of that other mix of stuff. The personal content is the conversion content, right? That's the stuff. The other stuff keeps you active, keeps you busy, keeps the social signals going, makes your channel look dynamic, makes it look like you're in business, makes people go, these guys are amazing, right? The personalized content is what they resonate with and makes them go, shucks, right? If you had to do all personalized content, you'd never keep up. You wouldn't have that cadence. You wouldn't have that consistency. So the mix of both is the secret sauce. That recipe that you've just learned today is that secret sauce that allows your social media to actually run a lot more on autopilot and allow you to get all of the muscle from it and the legs from it and that juice from it as well. Right? So you want to come up with topics in advance. That is step number 1. You don't want to be trying to think on the fly. So there's a couple of ways to think about topics here. So there's a really great book. Here's another book suggestion, right? They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. Phenomenal book. Get it on audio. Go for a walk. Listen to Marcus. He's the one actually speaking it on the audio version. And listen to it 20 times. Like, just take notes, study it, right? He ran the family. He was one of the family members in a family pool business, and they grew to multi-million dollars because of Marcus learning what actually moved the needle in SEO, but what moves the needle in human psychology, how you can actually use what the questions that everybody asks and give them those answers up front ahead of time and become their authority. Again, building your business is all about, your visibility and your authority and your brand, right? So you got your brand, your visibility, and your authority in the marketplace. People need to know who you are, what you stand for, your brand. You need to be visible to your ideal audience everywhere they look, and you need to be seen as an authority. They ask, you answer. You answer the questions you get asked. There's another framework. Working in frameworks really helps really well in life, right? So another framework is called the 10 and 10 framework, right? And the 10 and 10 framework is, what are those 10 questions that everybody asks that you know the answer to? Every customer asks, hey, how much does it cost to clean carpets? What's the average price? What's the difference between the different methods? All of what are those 10 questions that everybody seems to ask? Write them down. You know the answers to them because you've said them over and over and over again. Every single time you've talked to somebody on the phone, by text message, whatever, these questions always come up. Write them down, and how do you answer them, right? You've just generated 10 pieces of content, probably even more, because some of your answers go in go deep, you might have generated 20 or 30 pieces of content topics that you can talk about. What's the other 10? What are those questions that people should ask but don't? That as an industry expert, they should actually be caring about more. Why, what's the reason why some companies pre-vacuum and some don't? You're using a CRB. What's the value of pre-spraying and using CRBs and stuff like that versus just a quick, discount cleaning that comes in and just, soaks and sucks or whatever, extracts and goes kind of idea. What is an eco-friendly product? Why is that important? Cleaning products, healthy for children and pets and things like that. What are these questions that we don't actually get asked a lot, which are the bigger questions in the industry, right? Why, again, if you're spending more money buying top rated cleaning products that are safe and healthy for you as a technician or your technicians in your company, but safe and healthy for their children and pets in their home, that's an important distinction. I heard on ISSA today, Clean Facts Take 5, Jeff Cross was interviewing, was it Jim Pemberton? And he was talking about just recently, and he was talking about, that people and their pets, we don't want to be insulting people about, is your carpet like a litter box now because your pet, my pet's a family member, right? So, how to care for your pets better, how to make it a healthy environment for your pets in your home, things like that. You want to be able to, get the urine out and things like that as well. And, you want to make sure that there's, it's cleaned regularly so there's no bacteria and allergens growing for your pets and your children, their fur babies, things like that, right? So think of all those topics in advance that you can talk about. Why is the carpeted area right off of my, where the carpet meets, like a hallway meets a hard floor, how come that first 5 feet looks dirty and the rest of it doesn't, right? Why not be doing content around the doormat effect, right? Where the stuff that's on the hard floor sticks to the bottom of your socks and your sandals, and you should be wearing sandals in the house, but your slippers, sorry, that was the word I was looking for. And then as soon as you walk on a fabric surface, it wipes that off. You've just cleaned some of your floor onto the carpet. So what do you do about that? How do you maintain that? What about putting a mat that's in front of that carpeted area so the mat takes the abuse, and then you can throw the mat in the laundry or whatever? There's things, again, stuff like that. What about protectors and how that helps? And the reason why you need cleaning every 6 months, not once every 2 years. All of this stuff can be topics about traffic lane graying and how it damages the carpet fibers. And I could go on for hours and hours on this one point. You can too, is the point I'm trying to make. Your industry, your topics, what you walk into every day, about upholstery and area rugs and why an underpad is better for the area rug to keep the fibers from crushing down and getting ground down and falling apart, right? Talk about it. These are all topics that you can do content on. Video content is the best content because you can just do it quickly and fire it up, and we'll show you how to make that really easy to do. One of the ways to make it really easy to do is shoot in batches. Don't try and just, I got an idea. No, sit with 10 or 20 topics, plan an hour, 2 hours, whatever it takes. Don't get fancy with this, right? You don't need fancy equipment. If you've got a digital camera, then sure, fire it up, put a memory card in and record it, or have it connected into your computer, by all means. But if you don't, take your cell phone. They have amazing pixel quality, right? Just get a simple little tripod right at the dollar store or on Amazon, plunk it down, turn it on, record yourself, and create some video content that way, right? And just stand in front of it. You don't need fancy teleprompters. You want to be kind of off the cuff, which we're going to get to as well. You want to, but with a framework. We're going to talk about that, and then as actually point number 3 coming up. But you want to be able to shoot videos in batches and make it super simple. The cool thing is you're going to be in your company uniform anyways, so it's fine that you're always in the same outfit. Change your background a little bit. Maybe you want to walk around your van and hold it out and do some of that, at arm's length videos. I'm going to show you some examples of folks that do that amazingly well. Other times you just want to put it on a tripod, press go, and start recording. You don't need thousands of dollars worth of recording equipment. Very, very simple stuff is easy to go. If you're at a distance from your phone, just get one of those really, really inexpensive lapel mics. You can get them. They got the long cable on them. If you want to get fancy, you can get the wireless ones that work with Android and Apple phones and work with, cameras. Don't overthink it. What I just said, if you went, okay, don't just go in a quiet environment. Don't go outside where the wind's blowing. Stand in front of your camera and just talk. That's right. It's easy. But you can also get little lapel mic ones that just plug into your the bottom of your phone, and then it just means that even if you're 10 feet away from it or 5 feet away, your audio is good. Right? That's fine. And just have a long cable on it. I've got a couple of those here that help a little bit. I haven't gotten fancy enough to decide I want wireless ones yet, so that's fine. Do that. Shoot in batches. Freestyle, but in a framework. I'm going to show you the proven framework to create content, to create these video content and answer the questions and get past that 10 seconds of engagement, which is all you've kind of got people's attention for. How do you fit into that? How do you get awareness from that? How does it, how do you start creating more of those brand impressions that we talked about, because you're seen everywhere and you're creating all this content and it's showing up in front of them, and how do you make it show up in front of them, all that kind of stuff. Well, the first step is you got to freestyle, but with a framework. So once you know the framework, don't need scripts. You know the answers to this stuff. You're going to start off a certain way. You're going to get into the stuff and you're going to end a certain way. And you just, again, the first time you shoot video, it sucks for everybody. It sucks for Ron Burgundy. It sucks for, Patrick Swayze in the day. And it's like shooting content and shooting videos is just sucks the first time you do it. Sucks a little bit less the 5th time you do it. Sucks a lot less the 10th time you do it. Beyond that, it just becomes a muscle. It just becomes natural. It's just something you can do. And once you get to that point, then you can actually, just get an idea, see something, be at the farmer's market, be out shopping with the family and whatever, and go, oh, that relates to something I think my customers need to know about carpet cleaning. Hey, I just wanted to show you this. You record it, go live, or record it and then edit it later, hand it off to somebody to edit, put it into that gallery that we talked about, or that curate that into a catalog, and then have it available to send out, all of that kind of stuff. But you want to freestyle with a framework. Not as hard as it sounds, and I'm going to show you the framework. Right? You want to be able to amplify your reach. Right? So this is where we're going to start talking about syndicating and stuff like that as well. You want to sort of make sure that what you do on one platform, you can share on multiple platforms. There's tools that can help with all of this, right? So you don't want to just create content for Facebook and then create entirely different content for a Google My Business post. Great way to get your Google to rank better is to post 3, 4, 5 times a week, right? In your Google My Business post, add images, add pictures, add videos, do all that kind of stuff, right? But you don't want to just record for that, record for this, record for this. Oh my God, John, I got way too much stuff to do. Yes, you do. Nope, just record it and amplify your reach with this power of syndication, allowing you to share it in multiple places and creating that content calendar that shares it out for you and stuff like that. And you want to remove yourself from the posting if at all possible, right? So again, that's where a high school kid, a co-op kid, maybe a VA, a virtual assistant from overseas, something like that. You want to just do the hard work once, create the catalog and the ideas, have somebody help you with that. And you're going to just drop content in, and they're going to know what to do with it. And they're just going to do the posting. You just have to come up with the ideas, create the video, let them know it's there, and they're going to put it into your posting plan and your posting framework. And I'm going to show you what that should look like what a posting calendar would look like that they could run with and go, oh, now I get it, right? So you can create this personalized content, right? You can hire an agency or somebody else to create the activity-based content, the general content, and then you hire somebody or you hire somebody for that, and you do the personalized content. And then you remove yourself from the posting. You either give it to your social media vendor, or you give it to a kid, anybody who, any kid that knows how to, go on and stream themselves video gaming or do a TikTok or do anything like that, knows how to create and post content for you. Right. And again, one of the things that, how does content change? All the time. We're in a world now where you can just pop into Chat GPT with an idea and have it spit out a video concept idea. And you say, oh, cool. If I created this video, what would be a great post text, right? Comment to put with that, right? Give me one of those with emojis, right? There you go. Make it 2 sentences long. Boom, copy, paste. There's your post content now too. You can put that right in and do the post. What I'd suggest you copy and paste it into a spreadsheet. Now you've got your video, you've got the post, you've got, the topic, and now you've created a catalog that you can come back to again and again and again. So don't have to make it that hard. We can rely on some of these AI tools and stuff like that to help us write some of the words as well. Or again, don't do the posting yourself. Hire somebody who knows how to do this, and they can use a mix of all of this stuff, keeping it very, very affordable. All right. So what I want to talk about is why this is so important as well. A book called The Content Rules. Here's how many book recommendations I've given so far. I think you kind of get the idea. I don't want to beat that dead horse too much, that books are really important, and understanding, getting information from somebody else's knowledge and downloading, very important. This is one of those great books. It's fairly old. I think it's like 10 years old now or something like that. But ultimately, the whole idea behind the content rules, and it's also the reason why you don't want to worry about likes and shares and all of this kind of stuff, is only about 1% of the people online, on social media, on any platform, have ever posted anything like as a creator. They create content. Only about 9% are contributors. Again, read the book. You'll learn this is absolutely true. 9% of that, which means they comment, they share. It's only about 9% of the people that saw what you did would ever contribute on it. The other 90% are lurkers. They saw it. You impacted them. You got into their brain. You're starting to become their authority. You're the go-to cleaning service or home service that they're going to use because you've just continuously told them what you do, why you do it, how to do this better, how to, whatever, those tips, those tricks, share stories, share happy customer stories, all of that kind of stuff. You just, again, all of that content, you've got the 10 and 10 framework, you've got all of that kind of stuff. They're just seeing it. So views are more important. Impressions are more important than likes and shares. Some will, that's great. But you being the creator has you standing out as the 1% in the marketplace. And you want to be the 1% because the 1% makes all the money. So you want to be the 1%. And this is one of the ways to become one of the 1%. So think of that as well, right? 65% of all Facebook video views come from mobile. So make sure it's mobile friendly. That means tall, not wide. Hold your phone that way. If you always wonder, which way should I film the content? Tall. There's your answer. Tall, right? So it works on all platforms. It works as Instagram Reels. It works as Shorts. It works as TikToks, all that kind of stuff. If you want a longer form content, like what I'm doing here, go wide, right? And longer form wide content can be snipped by somebody. Longer form, I mean like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. You can teach on topics. I'm going to show you carpet cleaners that go 20 and 30-minute videos, right? So don't think it's not doable. You can learn from them, follow them, do what they do. Right. But the idea is you've got it. You want to turn it into snippets as well. That short, fast, consumable content as well, not instead of. Right. But you can always start with that short content as well. So we'll talk about that length. Right. 85% of Facebook users watch video with the sound off. What does that mean? That's not just Facebook. It's Instagram and all that too. They have their sound off. They don't want to be blasted. Right. My daughters. No. They walk into a room with freaking phones blaring. So they are part of the 15% that do not listen with the sound off. I don't know if you've got kids and what they're like. My kids, sorry. But 85% of content consumers have their sound off. So you need to have visuals, right? So have a bit of motion. Hey, how's it going? Like literally swing your phone around when you start, right? Why? Because that grabs attention, right? It pauses, it stops the scroll. It's like unique, right? Things like that. Walk around your van as you're doing something if you can, or around the shop, around the area rugs, in the customer's home, things like that. If you're filming something, you don't always have to be static, right? But you also want to have captions. So some of the tools like Instagram, stuff like that, allows you just to turn on captions. There's also apps like the Caption app that allows you to take a video and it listens to your words and puts them on the screen, right? And you can change the font format and stuff like that. You want to have captions so that people can see what you're saying and maybe want to put the volume on because they slowed down, your motion caught them, and then they turned the audio on because the captions had a few things in there that went, oh, that's kind of cool, right? And most people watch 10 seconds or less. So the framework I'm going to teach you is how to get into the 10-second window of their brain. And then the ones that care more can carry on. The ones that care less got impacted by your brand. So that is like the billboard effect. They saw the billboard once, twice, 5 different billboards on your company. Think of the personal injury lawyer, the real estate agents, or all of those, the HVAC company, you name it, that's on the back of the buses, that's on the bus benches, on the billboards, that's on the radio drive time. Like it's just, right? You're just creating impressions, right? So you want to make sure that you can do that, and you can do that very, very inexpensively to free on social media and start that muscle going without even having to worry about adding some paid to it, right? So you want to keep the content in bite size, 3 minutes or less. You can do some longer form content. That's great for your website. That's great for more of a lesson. That's great for YouTube and things like that, where people want to maybe consume a longer bit of content about you. You can share it in quotes. You can share it in, ongoing nurturing emails and messages to your list, to your leads. Hey, by the way, having a chance, here's an example of us cleaning a customer's home recently that I think you might find exciting, right? And you can share longer content. If they're truly interested and then they watch that, they're going to hire you at prices higher than your competition. So you're building all of that as well, right? So you want to do that. You don't want to keep hitting the same key. Ever heard a kid playing piano? Mom, look at me, I'm playing the piano. Bang, 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 bang. And you're going, yeah, that's nice, dear, right? Maybe try a different, and one of the other keys now too. There's a whole bunch of them, right? There's 88 of them. Right. So, right. So you don't want to hit the same key. What's the same key? How many times do I audit a client's or a potential customer's, doing a consultation? I audit somebody's social media as part of what we do to prep ahead of time. And all they've got is before and after pictures. Bang, bang, bang. It's the same key. There's no mixing going on at all, right? You go to their Instagram. It's just, if they even have one, it's the exact same thing. Every post looks the same, right? Same key. You got to mix it up. That's part of that recipe again. You've got to add intrigue and fun and stuff like that as well. So I'm going to give you some examples here because, again, that's all theory. We talked a lot of theory. Let's look at what that looks like. I know that you're not going to be able to hear these, but here's an example. Here, this one is, you can probably hear that background. So this is an example of how we do it video. This is Mark Sager. I'm going to show you his channel as well in a second. Mark Sager sauce, pioneer in the industry, lots of cool stuff. Also, really good at video, right? This one's 2 minutes and 7 seconds, right? It's him doing talent growth, right? You share that on your channels, on your social media, show people what it looks like before and after, before, during, and afters, things like that. How hard is that to do, to hold your phone down and talk about it? He's paused, like he didn't show the whole job, did a bit there, show me in the middle, almost done, look at it done, right? Things like that, right? So that's an example of a video that anybody could produce about, and he's like, hey, it's Mark Sager here, and off he goes talking about Sager steam cleaning and, and the grout that he's done and that kind of thing. So that's a how-to videos. You can do that for every one of your services and multiple times over. And that's going to look really good on your social media. And you can repurpose this. I'm going to show you when this video was recorded. You'll be shocked how long Mark has been doing videos. Here's another one here. Right? No audio at all. It's just a time lapse, right? So this is another example. Just set up a tripod. All of our phones do time lapse. It's not that hard. Google it really quick. Very easy to do. And then just look at, they're doing the edging. And then, this video's got 3 or 4 million views, right? Does that help build a brand? Sure, some of them are outside of the area, but a lot of them are customers. And this video can be shown, hey, let me show you our equipment. There's the RX-20 going. They did the edging, all of that kind of stuff. And look at the eraser effect, right? So that can be put out on all the social media. That can be shared multiple times in a bunch of different ways. all of that kind of stuff. That can be put in their emails and, hey, check out some of our best work. Sure, this customer brought their motorcycle in and did repairs or whatever caused it to be that black, but look at what we've been able to do, right? And here, let me show you a couple more examples. Right, so let's go to this. Make sure. Yep, you've got me. You see me on the I got to switch over. There we go. Okay, so here's again. Here we talked about Mark, right? So Sager, look at, there's a video from 5 days ago. 32 minutes. There's a video from a month ago, 29 minutes. There's a video from 5 months ago. But let's actually go to his videos. That's just the ones that are most seen that they put in the order. 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. That one that I just found for you, most popular. 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 7 years ago. This isn't something that was just sort of a one and done. This is, right? So do you need to be creating 30-minute videos? No. But do you need fancy thumbnails? No. But you get the idea that you can be walking people through. Look at the views, 1,700 views from 5 days ago, right? Let's go 25,000 views from 2 months ago. Why? Mark's got a following now. Why? Because he's done video after video after, and he's teaching about the cleaning. He's got technicians on the job, that kind of video. Let's go look at his shorts. So what are the shorts? Again, these are those videos that are under a minute. So this is 4.1 million views. That's insane. Demonstrating free spray. Right? Right. See, it's showing the way the solution is sitting on top and not penetrating. And they're talking about that right now. Can you do that? Is that easy to do? Film a technician, set a tripod up and film yourself, that kind of stuff. And again, the video is almost over. This is a minute long. Let's just watch it. Let's show you where it goes. Right. So is this hard to do? But not just do ones, have in your catalog, and you won't need to post it to YouTube multiple times, but you can definitely take it and post it up on Instagram and stuff like that. So that was him just doing a pre-spray, and that was it. That was the whole video, right? So, and it just showed and talked the story. There's the zipper. Here's a hardwood floor cleaning, right? Pretty cool stuff, right? So not that hard to do. Oops, I'm going to another video right now. I'm not sure why. I'm going to pause that because I got the audio in the background. Let me go off of that for a sec. There we go. So then here we go to the the Facebook page. There's that video, right? Posted on their Facebook not that long ago, right? That, repurposed there. There's another one of the videos from YouTube posted over onto their Facebook and any of their other social media as well, right? So again, in the mix of other stuff going out, right? So great example, right? Want to talk about personal stuff? Right? There's Mark talking about, hey, everybody just getting to know, I will be at John Don in Rosella, Illinois, Thursday. And he's showing a picture of his shiny new truck or his fancy truck. Not really sure. But again, personalizing posts as well, right? Look at his face. We don't hide away from our business. We are the face of our business. Put it out there, right? You don't have to be the guy cleaning, but you can be the face of your business. Here's another company doing this amazingly well, Alamo Steam Team, right? So one of our clients, they're just incredible at it. But for example, these are some, again, activity posts, part of the posts that we'll do for them, right? Some activity posts about home cleaning. This one's a blog post on their website talking about the science of carpet cleaning, unlock the secrets behind expert techniques, right? That's a blog post on their website. And then here's Angie in their office, right? They do a lot of cool videos. Look at, there's the captions. Why? Because I've got my audio off. This is a very short video telling enzyme treatments during carpet cleaning, right? Right. And what it is. So this is Angie is their office manager, loves doing these videos. There's Joe. He's the general manager of the company, and he's now getting good at it. Look at, there's their, right, using a tool like captions or something like that to allow the captions so that I don't have to have my audio on and I can see it, right? So all kinds of cool stuff. And now, again, another thing about, your butter toast after you drop it on the carpet. Why is it brown, yellow, and hairy? That's kind of a funny little post, joke of the day. Then there's Angie again. Then there's them doing rugs, right? Like, just, you get the idea. Then there's one of those reputations. See the recipe in action right now? There's a reputation post that is just a static post about one of their great reviews. This was actually came in from feedback, not a review online. So you should be getting feedback from your customers, not just reviews. And this is an example of that, right? Then, there's another post about upholstery cleaning, just on and on. And then there's video. Like, do you get the idea? Like, this is just a mix, right? This is their most viewed. Let me make sure. Like, this is their technician, and this is actually right now their most viewed post. If you find a really good one, you can actually even boost it and run some money behind it, right? $5 a day, put it out there. But this is hilarious. He's a great dancer, and it just looks hilarious that it's talking about just cleaning the tile floor, and they love it, right? So that's kind of funny, right? So I just think that is awesome that that the level at which they go at it. And if we kind of just go over to the videos again, we're talking about videos, so there's that one, most popular. But then look at all the different videos. Here's a video, for example, that we create, right, as well for our clients. So it's just about one of their reviews, and we turn it into a video that can be shared out as well on different platforms, right? So one of our spokesmodels, not AI, talking about the review, that kind of thing as well. So again, you could grab one of your best reviews and just talk about it on a video. That's an example, right? So all kinds of videos about everything that you're doing. Great example there. There's what it looks like on their Instagram. There's their posts. These are all just the reels, right? These are the full posts. Again, that mix of curated content of reels and posts. And look at how dynamic that looks, right? Look at how great their social media not only looks, but the interactions that they're getting as well. And now they've got 748 followers, 957 posts. And again, it's not about having to create a ton of stuff. These are all curated and batched. This is done the right way. Here's another company that 3 days ago and 28,000 views already. These guys post new videos every week. Mountain rug cleaning. They're in the UK, right? And they post some ones about ASMR, they call it. That's that really tactile audio thing and stuff like that, right? So the whole idea I wanted to show you with these examples is that you can follow other people and get examples. You can take long form content and just have somebody else run it through a tool and cut it up into short form content, post that on TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. You can teach, you can do all that kind of stuff. So you want to think through and make a plan. And I'm going to show you the best plan for that, right? So let's get back to the presentation. There we go. Okay, so you should see me now. Let's go to the right screen. Switch to this scene. There we go. That took a second. Sorry about that. Anyways, and I want to hide from scene. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So now we're going to move on. And oops, we do not need to watch that again. It does. Let's get past this slide. There we go. Another example is this fellow here, for example, on the job videos. This is a roofer. Still a good example. How to spot a shady roofer. This is another video by another guy. So it's just some other examples I found. So Master Roofing on Instagram. You can just look them up. It's actually kind of a weird address, but they do tons of videos as well on their Instagram. And this is a different guy who basically is talking about inspecting a roof. So inspecting a carpet, things like that. Somebody's just following around with a camera and he's just talking. That's another way to do it. How to spot a shady carpet cleaner, what is bait and switch, on and on like that. Consumer education videos, all kinds of stuff. So it's not that hard, right? That's the point I want to make here. We don't need to dive into that. So here's how it's done. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Now we've shown you what it is. Take a screenshot of that. Can I move myself out of the way? I'll go up here for a little bit. Take a screenshot of this. This is an example of a social media content planner, right? So I'll give you 3, 2, 1. Okay, didn't take a screenshot. You're going to have to watch the replay. Okay, anyways. So, and again, if anybody's watching this or listening to this back on the podcast replay and audio, stuff like that, you will find the video on YouTube or on our website, just the 2024 social media webinar. But yeah, come back to this point here, and this is pretty key. So you can be doing, again, success stories. Show before and after recent projects, but on video, talk about it. You do posts as well, right? Project stories, telling your origin story, what drove you to be in the business. Teach on a topic, when to clean carpets, before, after the holidays, things like that. If it's around the holidays, that could be a post. How often to clean your carpets, things like that. What is the cost of carpet cleaning in your area? What is the range? What is affecting the price, right? Why is some companies way more expensive than others? If you're one of the expensive ones, which I believe you should be, then you can explain the difference between you and a discount cleaner, things like that. Just talk about stuff. Create a monthly posting plan where you're going to create your personalized content in the mix. You're going to share it out. You're going to create different posts that go out and stuff like that. It's not that hard. And again, you can even use AI in today's day and age and request, a social media posting plan as well. Here's the more important part I wanted to get to, and we'll get wrapping up shortly here, is the framework. When you're creating a video, you want to freestyle it, but in a framework. The best framework that I've been taught and I've been using, and I've taught to a whole bunch of other people, is this one here, where it goes promise, branding, seed, topic or training, call to action, and sign off. And the ultimate goal is the promise, branding, and seed happens in the first 10 seconds. You've created that moment that even if they click off, they have gotten the main parts of what you're trying to deliver. The topic or training, maybe they're not interested. They moved on, but you've now created an impression in their brain, the call to action, and the sign off. So again, this is the basic framework. Just write it down. Number 1, promise. Number 2, branding. Number 3, seed. Number 4, topic or training. Number 5, call to action. Number 6, sign off. Right? So let's see what that looks like in action. Here's an example. In this video, I'll share you how to determine the cost of carpet cleaning let's pick a city, Miami, Florida, right? On this video, I'll share how to determine the cost of carpet cleaning in Miami, Florida. Hi, I'm John Clendenning with Mighty Cleaning Systems, with John's Cleaning, whatever. This is one of the most common questions we get from homeowners. Right there, 10 seconds. Here's the topic of a often asked, people also ask topic, again, back to Marcus Sheridan, right? And now I've branded myself and the company. I've become the authority. And this is one of the most common questions we get. Now, let's talk about what goes into the cost of a typical cleaning. The type of cleaning being involved, the difference between sort of a dry encapsulate, a multi-step, 12-step, extraction process. You can obviously highlight your own if you want, that kind of idea. Is there spots and stains, urine, is there pre-vacuuming included? Is there CRBs included? Like on and a pre-sprays and stuff like that. All of these things, the level of soils, the number of stains, what is and is not included. All of it is a factor in the cost of the cleaning, the type of carpet, how it plays a role, all that kind of stuff. If you'd like to receive a detailed estimate on whole home cleaning, please visit our website at John's Cleaning or Mighty Cleaning Systems or whatever, and schedule your free estimate. Thanks for joining me on this quick video. I'll talk later, right? There's your 1-minute video framework, teaching on a topic or talking about something with the promise. I promise I'm going to deliver this, and then I delivered this. Here's my branding. Here's my seed. So now they get to wait if they're interested. Oh yeah, I want that promise. I want to know about that. So now they wait past your branding, right? And then your authority positioning. And then they get into hearing what you're going to talk about and why, and give them some information. Can it go 2 or 3 minutes? Sure, that's fine, right? Where are you going to post it? Just think about that. At Facebook, that's fine. It doesn't fit in a reel, but it can fit in an Instagram TV, IGTV, like a video. The first 60 seconds plays, and then they have to click to hear the rest. That's fine as well. It doesn't work on a TikTok necessarily, but it can work on again, just choose your platform, choose the size of the video. Long form content can be split up into under a minute. Shorter content that's 2 or 3 minutes can be put elsewhere around the web. You can even repurpose some of this on your website to teach about your methods and things like that, and then share it. Again, that's that sharing of the content and repurposing it. Use it for your website, and then here's my guarantee. Here's why we offer these guarantees. That could become a social post after it's built for your website. So kind of think in all of those terms if you can, because that is the best way to kind of think of all this stuff. So we're going to do a quick little exercise. This isn't right now, right? So the video exercise is when we get off this call, I want you to pick 3 topics that you just know everybody asks. And just shoot 3 videos. Grab your phone. They're not going to be perfect. Don't plan to use them. Just get the marbles out of your mouth. Get used to it. Just record yourself going, hey, it's Tom here from Tom's Cleaning. Just want to tell you, one of the most common questions I get is, why do you guys clean this way when other guys clean that way? Right? Shoot it. 2 to 3 minutes each. Webcam or smartphone. Don't overthink it. Do this a couple of times. Just 3 topics. Rattle through the videos. Record all 3 before you even think about it. You can go back and listen to them, see how you did. If they're good is good enough, post them, right? If you want to redo them again, you want to do another topics, you want to get used to it, that's fine, right? But get good at it. Build that muscle up, right? Because you do want to be able to repurpose content all over the internet. You want to be able to use it on different platforms and over and over and over again. So again, stuff you put on YouTube, you don't need to put on YouTube again. It's there forever. Stuff you put on Instagram and things like that. It's just, you want it to show up in a feed. So YouTube Shorts, you could post on Shorts again and again and again. The actual long form videos probably don't need to post the same thing. If you're doing a new version, an updated version, sure. But if it's if it's the exact same video that you've recorded, just want to reload, no, Instagram or YouTube is not the place for that. But you can actually do it with Shorts and TikToks and all of those kinds of stuff. And even on your Facebook, the feed disappears. On Twitter, X, the feed disappears. They're not going to remember from months and months and months ago. So you can repost that quite easily, right? So here's an example of what ours looks like. I've got these little snippets here. This is from a conversation Jeff Cross and I had. Well, that's just a snippet from it. That's about a minute or less long. Here's the long form content, the webinars and podcasts and masterclass training on our YouTube gets all shortened up. Here's little sections from that, right? Little videos I did outside of all of that, right? Where I just created a whole bunch of content, and then now it's broken up into pieces, right? So that's an example of it. You want to use tools to post with. So here's the other caveat: Sendable, Social Pilot, Sprout Social, Planable, Meet Edgar. Spend a few bucks a month on, $10-15 a month on one of these tools and plan a whole month worth of content, drag and drop. Again, have a co-op student from high school or college, business student, social media student, marketing student, come in and work with you for a couple of hours, once or twice a week or whatever on the co-op platform, and just have them come in and do this. Like, take the content and just drop it in, right? So work with an agency like ours, and we use advanced tools like this, better ones than this, but have it all planned out for you. You provide some content, and then it gets snippeted up and stuff like that. So what are the next steps? Customize your content plan. Create one. Think of those 10 and 10 questions. Think of that framework. Think of the questions people ask that you could answer. Think of all of the different areas that you can, that you have, write your list of topics. Go look at Mark Sager's. Go look at other people's. Go look at Alamo Steams. Go look at that, the Mighty Carpets and stuff like that. Go look at who's posting good content. Go look at outside of your industry. Go look at people that are posting content that are real estate agents, that are, pressure washers, that are roofers, that are dentists, that are chiropractors, right? And get some ideas so that you start creating topic ideas that you could shoot a little video about, you could answer a question about. It will make you an authority. It will build your, it'll create a lot more conversions. It'll have people knowing, liking, and trusting you. You're going to have a lot more referral partners in your local marketplace. When you go and call up the carpet store, you go into go see the real estate agent, you go to the chamber meetings, you go to the BNI meetings, you do all that kind of stuff. Oh, look at that. There's John from, Carpet. I see you guys all over the place, right? It's so much easier to go, hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Do you got a few minutes to chat afterwards? I'd really like to have a conversation about, us referring you and you referring us. Easier conversation to have, right? Let's talk about that. Let's go for lunch sometime, whatever, right? You want to block a day, part of a day, a couple of hours that you'll shoot your videos, right? So you want to take some on the job and think about them, but you also want to block maybe 2 hours and just shoot a block of them. And you don't necessarily have to do that weekly. You could do that once a month. Just shoot a whole bunch of questions and answers, right? And take some in front of your shop, take some in front of your van, take some sitting in the van, right? Just, yeah, here's another question I get asked a lot. Here's my answer, right? Just read the question, and just speak off the cuff, but in that framework, right? So make sure that you have that framework in mind when you're doing it, right? Maybe write the framework out and set it right beside your phone, and just remember here's the 6-step framework, right? And then set up your syndication. How are you going to repurpose that? How are you going to use one of those tools like on the last screen? Are you going to use a vendor to help you? Are you just going to put it into a Google Drive or a Dropbox and say, hey, I just uploaded a bunch more stuff. Go use it, guys. Whatever, right? So, kind of decide that, if you got more time than money, do it yourself. You got more money than time, pay for somebody to do it, right? That's the way we run businesses. Right? So what we've covered, there's a recipe. Video content is important. A weekly planning process for posting. Have it planned out, right? You don't need to do it weekly, but have the weekly content cadence planned out, right? You just need to do that once. What is your cadence going to be so that you can stick to it, right? Your perfect video framework, how to syndicate content, and how to repurpose content. So we've covered the full gamut. You want to write down your takeaways right now. You don't want to get off of this going, that was amazing, or I learned a couple of things on there, right? I think it was amazing, but hopefully you thought it was amazing too. But what are your takeaways? Write them down. What are a couple of things you could do right now? How can you play with this right now, right? So you want to be thinking about that. Take notes, right? Learn and implement. You need to implement. Implementation is everything. I actually got a training course called Implementation is Everything for that reason. There's a lot of stuff we learn that we don't even try it. It's going to suck the first time. Implementations, the first time you tried to ride a bike, the first time you tried to cook a meal, a fancy meal for your family or anything like that, the first time you tried anything was terrible. And that is fine. It's supposed to be. The second time is a little bit less terrible. The 10th time is manageable. The 20th time is starting to get pretty okay. The 100th time, and you don't even think about it anymore, and you're becoming like just a guru at it, right? So just do it. Just do it. Go back and look 8 years ago at Mark Sager's videos and look at them now. Get it. Figure it out. There is a muscle that you're building up over repetition. So just make sure you're doing it. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. This is one of the poles in the water. This is one of the things that gets more and more people to choose you because of your ad on Facebook, because of your door hanger, because of it. Like all of it ties together. None of it lives in isolation. You're in a world of multi-channel marketing, and you better be exploiting all channels. And social media is a really big one of those channels for paid and for this organic content. So if you need any help with any of this, we like to do a consultation called the Best Known Cleaner. So it's what we teach, it's what we do, right? So how it all ties together and pulls it all together, right? So it's in what we call our digital dominance method and framework. Again, everything's a framework. You've got to build your brand. You've got to build your anchors and your authority and your visibility. And it is predictable. It is precise. It is a blueprint. But if you don't know the blueprint, you'll never get there, right? So we can do a consultation on that, talk all about that, see which pieces you already have in place that you've learned intuitively, naturally, or through study, and which pieces you could actually exploit like crazy where your competitors aren't doing those. So we always do a deep dive competitive analysis to see where your competitors are actually showing up more than you online, where they're exploiting their brand, their authority, and their visibility. Those 3 triggers to make sure, and then so you can maximize your, you want to maximize your impressions and your opportunities to land an ideal lead. You want to maximize your brand impressions, and you want to maximize your conversions, right? It all comes from tying this all together. So those are some of those frameworks we're talking about. Brand authority and visibility fits into maximizing opportunities, brand impressions, and conversions, which all fit into all of these frameworks together as well. Right. So if that makes sense, hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. It is a lot to take in, but the idea is take it in, digest it, simplify it, play with it, test it, make it a game, do a bit of it, and understand that social media and video content and all this kind of stuff is not going away. It's here to stay, and becoming an authority in your marketplace will will double and triple your business. So don't worry about that. If you'd like to help create larger than life appearance online and become a best known cleaner, you can hop on my schedule, carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/schedule. There's a little bit of a survey to fill out, a form to fill out to learn, we learn a little bit about you. Chris is going to call you up. You need to answer that call. You got to get a little bit of background information. Our team's going to do about $500 of research for you. And you're going to jump on a call with me, actually me directly, and we're going to walk through all of that information. We're not selling you anything. We're just going to break down your business, see where you are, where you want to go, and what's that gap analysis, and what is preventing you from getting there right now, and how to fill that, how to fix those things, right? So that's all we do. It's like that is $1,000 value there. I do charge $500 an hour for my consulting. I absolutely do. If you want to consult with me outside of hopping on my schedule with one of these strategy sessions, if you want to do that, you will be sent an invoice for $500 to have a consultation, and it'll probably be the best $500 you spent. Break apart your business, and we can spend time at that. I've had people fly me in for a day and stuff like that. That's way more than $500. But to really just tear apart and rebuild their business, deliver a service experience, answer the phones properly, do scripting, all that kind of stuff. I just know this stuff inside and out backwards because I had to learn it as a kid, and I had to build it in my own businesses. And then I bought other businesses and kept doing that. And then I did it with franchise networks, and now I teach it to the carpet cleaning industry and the home cleaning industry. So by all means, avail yourself of one of those free appointments on the schedule. If you're absolutely looking to grow your business and you need some help with some stuff, jump on one of those calls. I'd love to have a chat with you and get to know you. Yeah. And also, if you want to, if you want to be on one of our podcasts as an interview, just reach out to us as well. We'd love to interview you. We give you a whole media kit to use the podcast to help build your authority in your local marketplace. And we share it back into the industry so everybody else can learn and just get inspired from the same challenges they have. Oh my God, I had that challenge. I'm glad this guy has that challenge too. You've got some wisdom in you, and you've got some life experiences that the entire rest of the industry would love to know about. We love helping build this industry up. So by all means, jump on the podcast. And we have just started a new Facebook group, the Carpet Cleaner Marketing Secrets. So go look for it. I don't have a link for that right now. It literally just went live yesterday. So I will, wherever you're watching this training or listening to this audio, we'll probably have a link to join our Facebook group. It's only for home cleaning services and carpet cleaners, and you'll have to answer a few questions to get in. And we manually approve people into the group, but we're just going to be sharing marketing secrets like this all the time on there. So jump in, engage, and join us as well. We want you to be part of the community. We want you to learn how to grow the most profitable carpet cleaning company or home cleaning service in your marketplace and just dominate so that you can get the lifestyle you want and understand all of these little pieces and just put them in place one at a time, stack them up, and build a truly remarkable business that you can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even to the millions of dollars range when you're ready to retire away from it. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Join us next time, and thanks so much, and take care, everybody.